Welcome back. I'm Felix, and I got some more Reddit stuff for you. This one, I saw it. I actually watched it on Avon Preach and decided to make my own video to it. And actually, I'll leave a link for the Avon Preach one as well because Preach got heated. This one is I screamed at my husband over his hobbies, or at least I believe it's what it said on their side. So let's get in. I wanted to watch the full video, see what else they said, because yeah, Abba and Breach were not happy. Abba was more like kind of working out. Preach was like angry, but I don't want to go too much into it. So let's hear it, and then I'll talk about it here. Doesn't look to be that long overall, so what I'll go do is I'm going to let it play, and then I'll go back and talk about it. All right. Don't scream at your partner over their hobbies. You know, partners, it takes a lot for people in general to trust each other. And for you to destroy that trust, it's messed up. But let's get into it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And again, don't just yell at your partner over stupid stuff.
Is I, 27 female, screamed at my husband, 28 male, over his hobbies, and now he's changed, and I don't know how to fix this. Hey everyone, I need some advice about a situation with my husband. I'm 27 female, he's 28 male, and we've been married for 4 years. He has a room where he keeps all his hobbies: sim racing, aviation setups, soccer analysis tools, Lego sets, music production equipment. Basically, it's his sanctuary. He's super analytical and loves writing down and dissecting things, from sports to politics. He's slightly on the spectrum and very introverted, so he doesn't have close friends. I'm really the only person he shares everything with. He's always inviting me into his space to be part of his interests. I love him and appreciate that he wants to include me, but sometimes I just need some time for myself. Recently, I snapped. I yelled at him, saying some hurtful things that I didn't mean, like how his interests bore me, that he needs to get a social life, and even questioned why I married him. I regret every word, but my anger got the best of me, and I couldn't control it in that moment. I hate that cop out. Like my anger got the best of me, couldn't control myself. Bro, you're a whole ass adult. Learn how to control your fucking emotions. Since then, he's completely changed. He stopped spending time in his room, moved to sleeping on a couch, and barely talks to me. He even ignored our usual tradition of watching our home nation's soccer team play, something he'd never skipped before. Instead, he was working on his laptop, breaking our no work at home rule. When I asked him about it, he said he didn't care about the game and mentioned that maybe he should be more like his father, who's a workaholic and whom my husband idolizes. He even added, I don't blame him for divorcing at the age now. And I've apologized multiple times, but he just says, it's okay, maybe you're right, and shuts down any attempts I make to talk about his interests. I'm terrified he's considering divorce. I know I messed up, but I don't know how to rebuild trust and help him feel valued and loved again. I don't want to lose him, but I'm unsure how to approach this and make amends. Any advice?
All right, before they give their advice, wow. First off, to me, you have to be pretty heartless to do that. This guy, from everything she describes, is not very open with people in the sense that, once he trusts you, he lets you in. He trusted you and you destroyed him. If you are able to save your marriage, your relationship with your husband is not going to be the same. It will never, ever, 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 ever be the same. It's a good chance he would never share anything with you again unless it's like couple related or related to the house or bills or something like that. Otherwise, his personal life will stay his personal life. And basically, he's going to separate the two. I was trying to say the word. I can't get the word out. But basically, he's going to separate the two. He's going to have a personal life and he's going to have a married life. And the two won't mix. But yeah, you've broken your marriage. You hurt him in a very vile way, and it was very disgusting. And I wish I could find this Reddit story to see if she's getting destroyed, because that's so messed up on so many levels. And the part about uh, uh, not being able to control themselves in the heat of the moment, shut up with that. Uh, just shut up. You're very disgusting. I guarantee you, she's done something else and he overlooked it. But this was the final straw that broke him. This guy trusted you enough to marry you. He trusted you enough to tell you about his hobbies, his personal life, if you will. And then you just threw it in his face. And then he talks about his dad getting divorced, or see why his dad got divorced. If he really did make that comment, ooh, yeah, he's thinking about divorce. Because now he's like, you are not the person I married. At the beginning, I said Abba Preach react to this. One of the things Abba brought up was, the history of him learning to trust her and all that stuff. And, you can't just say divorce, but I can see why you get divorced. Because as someone, I myself don't open up about everything I do, even with my wife. Because I've learned that she's not interested, so I don't bother. I don't even bother trying to include her. But overall, yeah, you broke your marriage. Like I said, if you're able to save it, it's not going to be the same. Yeah, he might still trust you with certain things, but as for his personal life, as for his thoughts and things like that, and hobbies, he's never going to share that with you again. If you want that back, you're going to have to go overtime to get it back. You also need therapy. Having Preacher 100% right when they said therapy. You need therapy. Who does that? Except for a disgusting human being. I remember now. I was talking about, I myself don't really share either. I don't share things. And again, but I've learned that my wife's not interested. She'll ask me questions, but it feels like she feels like she's obligated to ask me questions. And so it's like, oh, okay. And I know that. And I keep my answers short on purpose because I know she's not interested. Because if I actually went into details of some of the hobbies I did, she would just drift off into something else. So I don't bother. And I know some people, oh, that's so sad. Well, that's reality. I mean, that's married life. Married couples don't share every little thing. And I've noticed married couples that do share every little thing really actually don't last as long as people think. A lot of them end up getting divorced because they're sick and tired of being around each other. And there's nothing wrong with having different hobbies that your spouse is not interested in. That's perfectly fine. The thing is, she messed up by pretending to be interested in that stuff. She should have just said, hey, why don't you look into groups you can join and see if they're interested in you, because there's groups for all this stuff. You could join different groups and make some different friends. And that way, if it really was bothering her that much, she should have been an adult and talked to him about it and say, hey, look, I love watching you get lit up when you talk about your stuff, but sometimes I'm not interested. And I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I feel I have to be honest with you. And I think you should look into getting into groups and stuff. It's like, I still want you to share with me, or kind of still like, it's okay to share, but you don't have to share everything, or I don't know how to word it. Basically, she should have talked to him. She should have got together what she wanted to say, talked to him about it, said, hey, I really think you should join these groups. Or there we go. She should have looked up groups to say, hey, I found this music group. I found this Lego group. I found this and this, and they're all local. You can join one or join them all and make some new friends. And then you'll have something to talk about. You can reach out to them. And something like that. And, maybe leave out the part that she doesn't want to hear it. But just kind of say, I think you should really mingle and make some new friends because you really love this stuff. So I think you should find some friends who you can talk to about this stuff 24/7. Something like that. She could have done something like that if it really bothered her that much. But no, she screamed and chewed his head off. Oh, I forgot. She asked about fixing it, and I kind of touched on it. But really, first off, just apologize first off. I mean, a real genuine. Don't try to make excuses like, I just lost in the heat of the moment. That's an excuse. It's a sad excuse. Don't use that excuse. But give a genuine apology. do some of the favorite things he wants to do. Apologize profusely to this man, and then you need help. You need to go see a counselor. I would start off with say, I'm going to get help for my anger issue, and go get a counselor, and then asking, hey, would you be willing to also do couples therapy? Because clearly I have some issues and I didn't handle it right, and maybe couples therapy will help me communicate better what issues I have. That's what she needs to do. That's one way to try and fix it. The truth is, I don't know if she can fix it. He may not divorce her, but your relationship, for the most part, it's kind of over. I think he'll do the husband things, but if he's very literal person, he might just go the divorce route. Because I know a lot of people say, "Oh, now I don't talk about the difference between cheating and this." But betrayal is betrayal, no matter what form it takes. To me, there is no degrees of betrayal. Not really. A real betrayal, there's no degrees of it. Because he was betrayed. He thought this was a person he could turn to and talk to about things he liked and loved. And she threw it in his face. She used it as ammunition in an argument and threw it in his face. So, yeah, he might be going the divorce route. But if you truly want to save it, and I know Adam Priest talking about she truly hates this man. And on some level she does. She actually hates her husband. She 100% hates her husband on some level. And that's why she needs counseling. She needs to go to counseling and find out why she really hates her husband. Like, did you always hate him? If you always hated him, why did you marry him? So, those are things she needs to go to counseling and figure out. All right, let's go ahead and see what they got to say.
No, it sounds like I don't know. It's giving advice to the
Nice.
I hate giving advice to the shitty people.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds like you hate him and his hobbies, which is shitty. There's ways to communicate. If you truly want to fix this, you definitely have to go to therapy, learn how to communicate better. Couples therapy could help as well if he's willing to. But yeah, it seems like you're just dumping on your husband for something he loves doing and for who he is as a person. And it doesn't sound like he was doing anything bad. He was just enjoying his hobbies.
And he wants you to be part of it. Like,
yes. That's what that's like.
Yeah, it's been the consensus so far. He was just trying to include you, and you're this horrible, heartless person. You're a harpy.
A dream. You want your partner to be interested in the things you're interested in, whether they understand all of it or not. Like, there's, Sienna's a marathon runner. I fucking hate long distance running, but I support the shit out of her, and I go to the runs and stuff like that because it's what she loves doing. And it's what makes her feel good, and I would never shit on her for that because that is so crazy to do as a partner.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna touch on this a little bit too. I also don't want to give OP advice because I kind of don't like this person. Like, to me, if this happened to me, it's done.
Yeah,
it's a wrap. And I know they mentioned that the husband is slightly on like the spectrum and is an introverted. And this is just kind of me talking on my perspective, and I'm not saying this involves everyone else. Everyone has a different perspective. But to me, what I see is that the husband is been unmasked, right? Mm. And it takes a lot of effort for someone to function and especially someone possibly in a spectrum to be themselves. And it seemed like their home and that specific room in general where all his hobbies laid, and the fact that he wants to bring her into that, and he snapped, and that was his home, and that room and her was his safe space.
Yeah.
And that's the only time that he can possibly be truly himself. And the fact that he got yelled at for it, and he got fucking berated and degraded for the shit that he does, where it seems like it's nothing, like, you know, it's nothing concerning. To me, that's betrayal. It's just like, wow, you can't accept me for who I am, and
That's what I was saying earlier about betrayal. Yeah, that's a huge betrayal. He thought she was one person. She was masking too, if you want to be honest about it. She pretended to be someone she wasn't, and blowing up the way she did. She was definitely, you know, wearing a mask, and she took her mask off and showed him who she really is. So, yeah, she was pretending, you know, and if he's, you know, on the spectrum with autism and all that, you know, I've heard of masking, and, you know, they have to mask who they are. And I actually kind of never understood that, actually, masking who they are. Because there are so many a-holes out there who do not mask who they are. So anyone on the spectrum, I would stop masking, actually. I wouldn't bother. You know, they either accept you for who you are or tell them get the hell away from you. But yeah, he took the mask off, thought he was safe at home, and discovered he wasn't. That's what happened. He was betrayed in his home.
that's a deal. That's a huge deal breaker for me.
Especially when it's something you love doing, and now you're associating those things with the hurt of
getting yelled at,
having your wife yell at you like that. And so, yeah, I feel terrible for him. I don't blame him one bit if he wants to move on from this, because he deserves someone who's going to support him through these hobbies.
Yeah, and that's like, I agree that, you know, at the end of the day, like, it's her responsibility to control her emotions. You know, like, you don't lash out your partner that way, and especially saying something so hurtful, like, I'm questioning why I even married you to begin with.
Yeah, that right there. Like I said, I'll leave a link for the Avatar. You gotta go watch their reaction to this as well, because Preach was heated, and that's the main reason he was heated. That comment right there was why he was so heated. I would be heated. That would piss me off. You know, my spouse tells me I don't know why I married you. I would be like, you know what? Fair enough. Get out. I probably would have told him to get out. Just get out. We're done. You don't know why you married me? Get out. You know, I just imagine if my wife said something like that to me, I would tell her to get out. Yeah. Well, let me rephrase that. I can imagine if my wife said that to me after blowing up at me for trying to share something with her, like, you asshole, you a-hole, blah, 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 blah. Why did I marry you? I don't know why I married you. And I didn't do anything other than try to share something with her. Yeah, it'd be over. I think, as I said, if he doesn't divorce her, he's going to separate his personal life from his married life. And she will never know anything that goes on in his personal life. Because he learned the hard way, unfortunately. And he's going to mask around her until the day they die or she divorces him. That's what, if he decides to stay, he's just going to mask around her. And he knows better now. He'll sneak into his hobbies when she's not around. That's basically what's going to happen. So, even if they go to couples therapy, he'll probably just mask in a therapy session. And he won't take it off. He'll probably never take it off again. Yeah, this person's such a vile person to do that. It's like you want to find her and just smack her across the face. It's like, what is wrong with you? I kind of hope he finds this Reddit story. Honestly, I just thought, I hope he finds this Reddit story and sees how she's getting dragged through the mud and realize he was not wrong and that whatever he saw in her was fake. That he never knew the real her either. Like, she never 100% probably knew the real him, and he never knew her. He probably only knew less about her than she did about him, and she probably did that on purpose because she took the mask off during that argument and showed who she really is. Because if he had saw that side of her when they were dating, he probably would have moved on. So she was masking too. So I stand by it. She was not showing her true self either.
That would destroy me.
Yeah,
I would just think
over
about
something
that shit.
over something so Like something that could have just been communicated normally.
Yes.
Hey,
She could easily say, "Hey, honey, I'm not interested today. Like, do you mind if I get a little bit space?"
yes.
That's all she had to say.
I'm sure he would have been like, yeah, sure,
Okay.
fine. I'll go, work on one of my other hobbies or whatever he wants to do.
Dude, she broke him.
It's just such a escalation for seemingly no reason. That's
So
what
quick.
it's crazy to me. So I think OP definitely needs therapy, and
Yeah. Yeah, she broke him big time. And the top comment for this story before we conclude, from Darkling Dawns, they put, "You didn't just criticize his hobbies, you degraded him. Saying he needs a social life and asking why you married him. Did you even try to talk to him frankly before you snapped?" Kind of like what you said, Josh.
Yeah.
Did you tell him that you needed some space, or did you just stuff it all down until one day you screamed it all out? Instead of apologizing, I suggest that you see if he's willing to go to couples counseling with you, like what you suggested, or y'all can work on communication and trying to move past the incident. But to me, again, it will be very difficult for me to pass, because it's just like, I'm always just going to be a constant reminder as like, oh, when's the next time you're going to snap at me? Like, I can't ever see that same room again. It's like, it's done for me. Like that was my safe space, and it's broken.
Yeah.
My safe space would still be my safe space in the sense that I would go in there and lock the door. She would never be allowed in there. It's like, don't ever go in there. If I catch you in there, let's say hypothetically they stay married. The ground rule going forward is she's not allowed in there under any circumstances. Because the one, like I said, that betrayal is deep, and that's part of trust too. She broke a huge trust barrier with this guy. He let her in. She broke his trust. She betrayed him. I would not let her in near any of my stuff. I'd be too afraid she'd do something stupid. I would put a lock on her. I put a key lock on her to where you got to unlock. I might even go as far to put an alarm on it, maybe even a camera, just to make sure she doesn't try anything. Because unfortunately, there are people who will go in and destroy your stuff because they lack any communication skills. So, yeah, I hate to say I would go that far. I probably would. If I had stayed married, I would probably go that far to protect my stuff.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. And I don't blame her husband for doing what he feels he needs to do in this situation.
Also, I would like to be friends with a husband.
Just so that you can play with his Legos.
Are you kidding me? Like the Legos, the racing. I've always wanted to build a racing simulator, but I'm like, they're so expensive.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Racing games have never been my thing, but
I'm terrible at them. As you can tell, like I'm not very good at video games.
Yeah, I'd be terrible at a racing video game for sure. I just drive as fast as I can,
And
hit
crash.
the corner and crash into everyone, and then speed pass. All right, let's move on to the next one here.
So I want to wrap it up. They got a bunch more stories. This is actually over 2 hours, 2 hours, 6 minutes. I'll leave a link if you want to go back and watch their other stuff. I might react to some of their other stuff. I think I did do a reaction to one of theirs before for the Reddit stuff here. At the end, he talked about being friends with the guy. Yeah, I think it might be kind of interesting to be friends with him, to be honest with you. He's into a lot of stuff. He's got music equipment. I'm like, dude, we need to make some music just for the fun of it. You know, like, let's make some music. Let's play Legos. Let's build a Lego set. Because I got I got a whole bunch of Legos, and I haven't messed with them in a while. I need to get them out and mess with them. I don't have the space to mess with them. That's the problem. And I need to get them out and mess with them. My wife even said something about giving them away. I was like, yeah, that's not happening. But yeah, I need to get them out and build an area that I can play with them. But yeah, this poor guy, he married a fake person, in my opinion. He didn't marry the person he thought he did. She was masking too. That's why I was saying earlier, I'll tell the people who mask, you should just stop doing it. Honestly, you should. Because the thing is, you're not the only one masking. People mask all the time. And yeah, because we all pretend to be someone we're not in order to exist in society. And the truth is, I kind of think we should stop doing it. We need to just be ourselves. One, I think we'd be a lot happier if we were just ourselves instead of trying to be something we're not. But yeah, I'll leave a link for this video. And again, I'll leave a link for the Ab and Preach one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And everyone take care. Later.